Kenya, Honduras, Brazil, Miss Venezuela, Chile,
Miss Canada,
Philippines, Brazil, India,
Ecuador,
Czech Republic, Venezuela,
the Philippines,
Ecuador, Philippines, Vietnam, Puerto Rico.
This year, as Miss Earth goes digital on its 20th year, we rise to the challenge. And with just a tap of our fingers, we can unite the Earthlings all over the world. And Miss Earth Crown is up for the challenge. We are bringing you our 2020 Echo Angels in exclusive interviews, plus a whole lot more. This is Miss Earth Crown's Miss Earth 2020 coverage. So join us, only here where we make it possible and where you see it first. Miss Earth Crown. Earthlings, are you ready to be part of the Roundup? Miss Earth Crown presents the MEC Pageant Roundup Series, a unique review, commentary, talk, and engagement show where you take control. Tell us what or who you want us to talk about and how you want the show to go, or join us live with guest commentators every week and more surprises. The Roundup begins October 3rd, only here on Miss Earth Crown. Good evening, everyone from here in Asia. Good morning to everyone wherever else you are in the world. My name is Manuel Feliciano, and I am the creative content head of Miss Earth Crown, and I will be your main host for tonight. And welcome to, can you believe it? Welcome to our 7th episode of Miss Earth Crown Roundup, where every week we do a roundup of the things that happen on Miss Earth during the week before the episode. And tonight we have a very special roundup episode because we are going to have a hot picks reveal of our intelligence and environmental awareness preliminaries. And of course, we have very special guest panelists with us who are here. It's very appropriate that they are our guests, and you will find out who they are later. But before that, I would like to introduce to you my co-host for tonight, of course, our Eco Beshies. Yes. First, I would like to start off with now it's my turn to give you an adjective, our dashing chief correspondent, Noy Sabilano. Hi, Noy. Why are you laughing?
Baka dashing naman tayo. Okay, yes. I'm gonna take that. Thank you so much, my really ravishing best friend, Emmanuel Feliciano. Everyone, hello to the Earthlings around the world. This is one of our most anticipated episodes because we're down the stretch already. We're going to reveal our last hot picks for the intelligence round for tonight. Is going to be a really great discussion. So please tune in and comment. Join the conversation for the entire show. And with that, I'm going to turn it back to my best friend, Eman. Thank you, Eman.
Thank you, Noy. Yes. It's going to be our last preliminary hot picks before we have a big reveal of our final hot picks next week. But of course, joining us tonight as well is the editor-in-chief of Miss Earth Crown, Mark Ligatchalian. Hi, Mark.
Hello. What's happening? There you go. Good evening, and welcome to our roundup. We're very excited for tonight because we will be revealing our final preliminary top picks for intelligence and environmental awareness. And we're very excited as well because we have very special and deserving guests. So looking forward for you to hear from you. So please feel free to write down your comments down below. And I'll be turning it over once again to Emma.
I just find that funny. Very special and deserving guests. Why? We're also hopefully we're also deserving hosts for them tonight. So let us introduce to you our very special guest panelists for tonight. We say they're the perfect guests for tonight because I believe, and I think a lot of people will agree that they are two of the brightest um, Earth queens that we have. So let's start off first, of course, with Miss Philippines Air 2020, no other than Miss Patrixia Santos. Hi, Patrixia. Say hi to our Earthlings.
Hi Earthlings! Maghay na banggi po sa Indog Boss. Of course, hello sa lahat nating mga kababayan na tuning in right now to Miss Earth Crown.
Thank you very much, Patricia. And of course, we have another. Patricia is a comeback queen because she has guested in Miss Earth Crown before. Another one who is coming back, and we missed her because we've seen her. We haven't seen her in a year. So right now we are having as one of our guest panelists, Miss Earth Singapore 2019, Gerlyn Cheah. Hi, Gerlyn.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the Earthlings around the world. My name is Gerlyn Cheah, and I'm your Miss Earth Singapore 2019. I am so excited to be here to do the roundup with Miss Earth Crown, so hopefully it'll be good, guys.
Thank you so much. Yes, we are also very excited right now. All right. But of course, before we start, we would like to wish everybody in the Philippines, especially those who were affected by the recent typhoon, we wish you safety, and of course, we wish for prayers for everybody. So we are asking for prayers and of course for help. Later on, we will be discussing more about that and how we can help and how our queens are also helping out. Okay, but for tonight, for now, let's try to get the vibe of Miss Earth and of course the excitement for tonight as we reveal to you our hot picks. But before that, let's go to our first segment first, which is our recap. And for that, I will turn you over to Mark Lee. Mark Lee, what happened this week on Miss Earth?
All right. So, of course, aside from the preliminary competitions that has officially, I think it ended this week as well. We also had several events that are also completed. First one being, for our recap, would be our beachwear competition. I really love this competition. It's totally different from our typical figure informer swimsuit competition because this time the girls had a chance to just be in fashion. So we really wanted to see either the ethnic fashion side of them or the high fashion side of the girls. So I wanted to hear from our delegates, or rather from our guests, so what they thought of the beachwear competition. I'll hear it first from Patrixia and then I'll hear it from Gerlyn. Yes, Patrixia, what can you say about the beachwear competition of the girls?
Well, I have to say that I really had fun watching them with their performances because, as they say in Filipino, I think walang nagpatalo. No one really backed down. Everybody was just really flaunting their sexy bodies. I was really wondering how in the world were they able to really maintain their bodies, because it's really difficult even for me. Like I am a reigning queen here in MPE, but I have to admit that there are some difficulties, getting in tune with yourself, considering everything that has been happening in the world. And I think that it's really special to see a lot of our ladies, our eco angels, showing the world really that it is hard, but with enough commitment and with enough passion, you can really take care of yourself inside and out. And that's why I'm very proud for our candidates. They were fantastic.
Thank you so much. I agree with you on that. So I'd like to hear it now from Gerlyn. What can you say?
Yes, I really love the beachwear competition this year. So for last year, we had the resortswear competition, and I think this year they rebranded it to call it the beachwear competition. And I love the colors, the fun the girls seem to have while parading their beachwear competition. So competition outfits. So I really love the colors, the energy. Everyone was just happy, and you could see that they're happy now in their bodies too. So that's what I really liked about it.
Thank you, Gerlyn. Let me put you in the corner very quickly. I'm so sorry. I want to hear, who's your top three? Who's your top three without explaining?
Okay, so I'll be biased to the Asian and Oceania. I'll say Philippines, Thailand, and definitely Singapore.
Of course. Thank you so much. So thank you so much. You don't need to explain. I understand. I'd like to hear from Patrixia. Who's your top three?
I'm kind of explaining because I've been always hosting this group of women, so they're kind of like my babies. So the top two for me is kind of going to come from the Americas.
Uh-huh.
Babies, come on, give that to me. But the one that I really like there is Argentina. I couldn't stop watching her. And then I also loved I really love the stature, the way that she poised Miss USA, and I guess Venezuela. I really love her body. And her swimsuit choice, her attire choice is always Baba Boom. I mean, I've always noticed this. Her swimsuit choice always awesome. So I have to say those three ladies.
Thank you so much. So your choices were very much spot on. But I'd like to hear our correspondents without them explaining. Make it quick and snappy. Nonoy, who is your top three?
I am going to get from the pictures over here. Daya. No, I think. Hindi nag okay. Of course, no bias. I love the Philippines because of the inspiration. I think it was inspired by the Vinta of Mindanao. I like the vibrant colors. So Philippines, in terms of performance, I also love USA. I think USA is stepped up her game this time around. And I think the last one I'm going to give to Venezuela as well. Venezuela has been so consistent with the pasarela and just how she shows off her body and with the walk. I think those are my top three.
Cool. Those are nice choices. How about you, Eman?
I actually have exactly the same top three as Patrixia.
Wow.
Argentina, USA, and Venezuela.
Wow.
Hey.
Those are beautiful ladies. All right.
I
Thank you
just
so
want to add,
much.
it's like those are the bodies I wanted to have. Those are the bodies I dream of having.
Same here. Same here. There
What you want? You want that type of
I
body?
want those
Emma?
abs.
How would
I
that
don't have
happen?
those abs. Especially,
Okay.
especially
I
Miss
thought
USA
you're referring.
abs.
Okay. All right. You know what? I really love USA's body because it's very athletic. I like it because it looks really healthy.
Mm.
And I
That's
also like
that's the most
Singapore
important.
as well. Okay, because I like the way she presented herself. I also like her body. It's also very toned. I love it. So those are my top two. Oh, sorry, I need another one. Oh, I also love Philippines, of course. I love the Vinta inspired outfits. So that's my top three. And thank you guys for sharing your thoughts on the beachwear competition, which is really already done. Let's now move on to the next. As you all know, aside from the fact that Miss Earth locally will be shown on TV5, it would also be shown on KTX, specifically on November 24, if I'm not mistaken, because there will be an announcement on the winners for the pre-pageant activities. And on the 29th, they would have their live coronation streaming on the same platform. So I'd like to hear Noy, what do you think of this? This is quite different because Miss Earth rarely does this. They usually go to use their Facebook platform and just show this live. Okay, aside from the local TV. So this is quite different. So what can you say about this change in strategy?
Yes, I think this is a welcome change for one because it's going to make more people going to make the show or the finals, for example, more accessible to everyone around the world. That's for sure. And I think I'm gonna put it out there because it's going to be paid. I think we're going to expect something like memorable in terms of production. I don't know. Hopefully, Miss Earth, because of the fans, I've been in the fan groups lately, and I think they are also excited because they think that they're going to to be treated to a really great and fantastic production during the final. So we can't wait for this one on KTX. So if you want to be the first ones to actually watch both the awarding and the coronation night on KTX, please get your tickets now, right, Mark?
Yes, please do so. Although it will have a fee. Please note that the proceeds will go to the Miss Earth Foundation. All right, so there you go. So it is still for a good cause, all right? So thank you so much. So I guess that's it for us. Those were just the two things that we needed to do a recap on: our beachwear competition and the change in platform, the showing of Miss Earth preliminary results, or rather results of the competition, and the coordination on the KTX platform. So with that, I guess I will be turning it over to Eman for our next segment.
Okay, there you go. Thank you so much. My keyboard is acting up. It's like showing things that are not supposed to be shown yet. Oh my god. But that is okay. The show must go on. All right. Thank you so much for that recap, Noy. And now it's time for our reveal. It is time for our reveal because right now we are going to show everybody the Miss Earth Crown Intelligence and Environmental Awareness Hot Picks. So, panelists,
Excited.
we're excited. Yes, we're all excited. Panelists, Earthlings, be ready. All right. So, panelists, please feel free to give some comments, also like reactions while we are playing. So, the video. So, that is okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Oh, before we go to that one, yes. Let me drag it back to the start. All right, here we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, Earthlings, here are our hot picks for the intelligence and environmental awareness. Let us be inspired by our eco angels. Starting off with Zambia.
And I mainly target the younger generation because I believe these are people that are going to be in positions of power in the near future. And so if we can change the narrative for them while they're still young, to build their minds and make them understand the importance of environmental education, I hope and believe that they'll be able to make better informed decisions in the
Also part of the top 20 is
This
Bangladesh.
is the first time Bangladesh is being represented at Miss Earth, a country which is so vulnerable to climate change that millions of people would go landless by 2050 if we do not have immediate global attention.
Joining them is Denmark.
So I want my children and my grandchildren to experience the world that I grew up in. And that's why I want to educate children on how they can restore our environment and preserve our biodiversity and also combat global warming and environmental and climatic issues.
Up next, Austria.
I want to raise awareness that the resources of the planet are fully occupied and limited. And that is why we need to reuse and recycle the things that we already have more.
The next lot belongs to Belarus.
Growing your own food and vegetables, supporting local farmer markets, and of course, shopping local and shopping organic will help to save the planet in great extent because agriculture is actually responsible for a lot of deforestation. It's responsible for the waste of our water.
In our hot picks is also Canada.
So as long as we can continue to plant trees and make sure that we care for an environment, especially that we have our trees protection law here in Canada, that we can provide a better place for all and in the future.
Part of our top 20 is Honduras.
Somos hermanos y unidos hacemos la fuerza. Y es por eso que los invito que juntos nos apoyemos.
We are brothers and sisters, and together we are stronger. So that's why I invite you to support each other.
Next up is Panama.
Pero es muy importante hacerle entender a nuestros visitantes la importancia de preservar y cuidar estos lugares.
But it is very important to make people aware about taking care of these touristic places.
Up next is Iceland.
I just really want to inspire people to do better. And I feel that we can do better by just like reusing our renewable energy, stop with the fossil fuels or like decrease it at least, and try to stay more connected to nature and connected to life and like breathe the air, feel your body. Because the more you do that, the more you like want to do more for nature.
In our hot picks is Kenya.
So I want to bring this. I want to bring to the attention of the government and the stakeholders the plight of the community, so that we see what we can do to help them stop these practices like deforestation and to plant more trees and show them the importance of the trees rather than cutting them down.
Joining the hot picks is United States of America.
So it's time to do more. And so I petition for change, I clean our land and waters, and I encourage others to be mindful. Because the only way to win this fight is together, and to be a citizen of not only your country, but of the world. And that is why I want to be your next Miss Earth, to encourage others to stand with me and be more than your country.
Also, top of our hot picks is Venezuela.
But the most important thing in my life in this difficult time is to promote education to people around the world about the stars. We think, reuse, recycle, and respect. I firmly believe education is the foundation for every society.
Also, in our hot picks is U.S. Virgin Islands.
So our leaders, our policymakers, are the ones who implement laws that protect our planet on a political level. These laws affect communities across the territories, across countries, depending on who you are connecting with. So getting involved on both the local and national level is incredibly important. Your voice matters, and it starts at a local level.
Next up is South Africa.
The earth is what we all have in common, and I believe it is time for us to raise our voices. This race stops with me. That is where my advocacy began. I'm empowering future generations with the knowledge and tools needed to not only protect our planet for ourselves, but for the generations to come.
Up next is Thailand.
I'm sad to see the people talk about the plastic, about waste in the earth, in the ocean, and destroy the nature. And I saw effect from that. I'm very, very sad. That's why I am creating the campaign for Save Marine, Save Earth is my hashtag.
Up next is Cambodia.
One, sustainable development, because I understand that we cannot stop the work on development. But what we can do is we can help the world develop in a way where we can leave it a better place for the next generation to come.
Also on our list is the Netherlands.
We are the problem, but the solution on the same hand. If we are able to use the lessons we are learning from this pandemic to create new and greener cultures, which define a healthier and greener earth, I am confident that we are able to make changes, because in the last time we showed humanity that we are able to make big changes in a small amount of time.
Also joining us is Australia.
And I really think that we need to push forward and use the platform with the beauty to spread a message.
Joining our top 20 is Singapore.
If I were chosen for this Earth 2020, one slogan that I would have for my message to everyone is "Together we can." Because I believe that every small little action, regardless is being done from home or even outside of our home, as long as being done together, this micro effort can be amplified and transform the world.
Up next is, of course, Philippines.
But all the people has detrimental access to the environment, and we have to be honest about that. So it's all about working in solidarity and having collective efforts, whether it be the government or the people. We all have a responsibility and a role to play. And they said by 2030, our actions are already irreversible. So I just hope we work in unity to preserve Mother Earth. After all, there is no planet B.
Aside from our top 20, here are our bubbling under eco angels.
One of the major problems that our country faces today is significantly plastic pollution.
One of the biggest profits you can have is conserving the earth. So once the earth is strong and fruitful, at the end of the day, your business will be able to produce more.
I would invest it into solar power plants to build in rural areas. Here, the rock is
sustainable location. And developing our power plants, we can reduce the pollution problem in my country.
And in the future, I would also love to address our government about all the environmental problems that we are facing right now and make some changes in our community and then also in the international level.
I want them to see me not as something that you cannot be, but be an example for them to see me just as them and loving as I am, and seeing that they have, they're like me, and I can be that motivation for them.
Wow. That was amazing.
That was not just
what a list.
For me, that was not just a hot picks video. It was a very inspirational video because if you just get all the messages that our queen, our eco angel said in that video, it's already enough for us to be motivated to take care of our Mother Earth and and do it now more than any time. Okay, so that is our top 20 and bubbling under list for intelligence and environmental awareness. So now it is time for us to talk about that video, talk about the hot pick. So I'm going to ask you, our panelists, and this is a tough job. Understand, everybody, this is actually a tough thing to do. And also, we would like to tell everybody that all of the girls are so smart and wonderful and beautiful inside and out. And each one of them has an advocacy that definitely is worth sharing, worth listening to, worth following, and worth continuing even outside the Miss Earth pageant. But of course, it is imperative that we choose the brightest, as we said in our plug, the brightest of them all. And these 20 girls plus our bubbling under are our brightest among the brightest. So I will begin first, of course, with our queens. Okay, with our queens. I know that they prepared for this one, and thank you so much for that. Also, comments, not only your top picks, but also what can you say about their advocacy? What can you say about what they're talking about? So anything you want to say, but let's begin first with Queen Patrixia. Okay, so who on your top list? I know that Queen, of course, in the interest of fairness, of course, some of us, including our queens, will inhibit from commenting, of course, from our own country's candidates, and that is okay. But for Queen Patrixia, who is in your top list? Okay, so
wait, so I have to reveal who is in my top?
Yes, you have to reveal who are your maybe your top 5 or and yeah.
Okay. So, I was really having a hard time when I was asked, or I was asking myself, who is the top 5? Because I have to say that this was a especially difficult year, especially for the intelligence round, because all the girls, especially the girls I've always been interacting with, the Europe girls and the America girls, I have to say that they're really good. And I really had a difficult time because they weren't just communicating. They were also putting forward ideas and already at the level of influencing the people that are listening to them. And I think that's very special, especially in a beauty pageant competition, because this is why Miss Earth is a different pageant. It's set apart from different pageants around the world because our candidates are really, we really know that they know what they're saying and they know their plan. We know they have a plan and we know that they have an idea and a purpose. And having said that, I have to say, with no particular order, well, my top 5, well, I have to say that a very strong top 5 for me would have to be USA. I think this is also something that you might expect because a lot of people, even in the comment section, have been saying that USA performed very well. And for me, think she did, because primarily her introduction was perfect. I mean, a lot of the girls, I think you saw, a lot of the girls were over introducing themselves and not really leaving much time for the judges to ask them questions. And I think it's important that she was able to do a short but sweet introduction that really focused on her as an environmental advocate, you know, not Miss USA, the model, not Miss USA, the beauty queen, but Miss USA, the environmental advocate. And I think it was a very good move on her part to do that. And then the answers to all her questions was just, I was just watching her and I said, oh, wow, this girl really knows what she's talking about. I mean, she was saying the importance of having your own climate story. And then when they brought up the elections, which could have thrown off other candidates, she was able to relate it. She was able to answer it very casually, very fun even, and she was able to relate it to the environment. And I believe that her questions or her answers to the kind of difficult questions were very concrete and full of descriptive words that you know that she's really talking from experience. Though I have to say, for the last answer to her question, I think it was a bit general, because that last question, wherein she was asked what was the first thing that she would do if she was crowned Miss Earth 2020, was such an amazing a question. You know, it was such an amazing question that you could answer in such a amazing way if she was more specific. She was a little bit more on the general side, because I think she has a lot of plans, and that's understandable. But I think she could have been more specific, maybe, you know, putting herself in the position of, you know, the day after, what would have been the first thing she could have. Yeah. So long story short, I think that USA is one of my top 5, and my next top 5 would have to be, of course, US Virgin Islands. Well, you know, sometimes I think maybe is this even fair, because, you know, both candidates from USA and US Virgin Islands are both I think English is their first language, so they really have an advantage over our other candidates. But with USVI, you just knew when she talked that she was incredibly smart. She was incredibly smart. All her answers were straight to the point. Amazing answer about carbon tax as a proposed law. And then she was also very amazing in that answer about mentorship. And she even dropped that bomb about ocean acidification. And that was awesome. And then when she was asked what she does for fun, I think she could have made it more fun. Because she answered I think she answered something about taking classes, and I think she could have made it more fun on that aspect.
Studying is fun for her.
Right? So she was a bit geeky on that end, but I have to say that USVI really did a bomb during that part of the competition. So she rightfully has a spot on my top 5. Now, my next top 5 would have to be Miss Singapore. You know, Miss Singapore, she really has a good command of the language. And though there was one answer that I did not fully agree with, I still respected the way that she was able to defend it, the answer. And I love the slogan, "Together We Can." Very important to be able to have a slogan. And I have to say that the last question over there, which might seem to other people like, oh, she had a difficult time, but I have to tell you people that it was a very hard question. I was listening to the question and I was mulling over inclusivity versus exclusivity, and it was really hard. And the way that she was able to answer that, you know, and to redirect the answer into the role or the participation that every person in the country has, is really nice, really smooth. And I think she just panicked a bit over the last part, the 10-second part, which she could have finished the answer more perfectly, which would have really done, you know, it would have really made it a better performance. But overall, she was really nice. She was really good with the way that she answered all the questions. And our next spot would have to go to Kenya. I loved the way that she answered. She was very relaxed, In fact, in contrast to USA, I think she was more relaxed. And despite her relaxation and her casuality, I felt that she gave really concrete answers. I was listening and I loved the postmarking of her answers because I heard really nice words like government, collaboration, agriculture, stakeholders, and that I love the answer. She was always redirecting it towards the environment, that her greatest joy is being an environmentalist. And there was also another question wherein she was able to really focus on the environment and how it links to woman empowerment. And I think that's a very important message, especially if we're going to be coming from the Africas. And I think she really did an amazing job during this round. And I think for the last top five, I have a really hard time choosing from two people. I'm going to go with I'm going to reveal both of them. I think it's a tie between Bangladesh and the UK. Bangladesh, I think she was really good in her answers because she was very straight to the point, and I think she was really good in answering about business, and what was beauty, and above all, I think I really loved the way that she answered about where she would take people in her country because she was very mindful to emphasize that she would bring them to an environmental related uh, destination, which is a mangrove forest. And I think that's really special to be able to connect that within a flick of a switch. So I think Bangladesh also did very good. And also the way that she answered was really nice conviction. While for the UK, I think maybe a lot of people might not be able to or might have a little problem appreciating the way UK was answering because of the accent. Because I was also having a hard time a little bit trying to digest what she was saying because it was the accent was very overpowering. But her answers were very real, and I think that the answers were very passionate, also very informative, and at the same time very organic. And I think a lot of the judges, I can observe the judges really responding to the answers that she was giving. So I think I liked UK's performance. Could I say bubbling up?
Sure, no problem. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So for bubbling up, I actually really, really love the performance of Jamaica. I don't know why, but I was a host. I was a host, and during that time when I was hearing about Jamaica, and I felt like there was a different change in atmosphere. Sometimes it's something that really comes with your personality, and I think that the personality that Jamaica brought to the interview was really good. And her answers were very casual, very cultured. And I think that she did a good job during that time. And also, Netherlands also did a great job. She really has the communication part down. All her answers were also very good because they had certain call to action and they really had a certain impact. You can notice that when a beauty queen really knows how to end her statement. That's very important as a spokesperson. And Panama was also delightful. Panama was delightful. I have to say, I was watching her whole interview, and she was a delight. And Cambodia also spoke very, very well. And I know you said don't talk about my own country, but I really think also that Philippines did so well here. She was able to really focus on a lot of she was really able to refocus a lot of the questions, and she was able to refocus in a way that she gave a very efficient call to action. I think that's also very special when you consider being a beauty queen and being in the midst of this pandemic. That's also very important. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for listening to me prattle.
No, those are actually very, very important points. So thank you very much for sharing that to us, Patricia. That was such a formidable top five, and also a very great explanation as to why they were your choices. Yes, actually, well, inhibiting on picking our own country is our choice. So it's okay that you have Roxy there, because of course she's also a formidable part of the intelligence and environmental awareness hot picks. Right? Thank you so much, Queen Patrixia, for that. Earthlings, do you agree with Queen Patricia's choices, or just like her bubbling up where she included Jamaica? Do you have other eco angels who are not in the hot picks that you think should be there? So please key that in the comment. We already have so many comments, and we are going to read that
Yeah.
in a while, right? We're going to read that in a bit. But before we do that, let's ask our next queen, Queen Gerlyn, who are on the top for you?
Okay, so for my top 5, I'm just gonna go really quick with who they are, with what I liked about them. So I'll go alphabetically. First of my top 5, definitely Australia. So she's an environmental grad, and I know that, and I love that she has such a strong passion for it. She decided to pursue her studies in it. So she has great answers, a very strong knowledge on the environment issues, and the way she answered was great too. So Australia is definitely on my list. Next would be Bangladesh. Yes, she had a very good local knowledge of her country, of where she would bring people, and you could tell she was very passionate about showing her country, showing what's great about her country, about the environmental aspects of it. So she was very passionate when she was talking, and I really love that about her. So Bangladesh made it to my top 5. Next would be Canada. Informative answers. I loved her dressing. So I do think that it's very important to dress well during the intelligence round as well. So you don't want to be too fanciful and you distract people from what you're really saying. You want to go there, dress well, talk to the point so that people can understand what you're talking about, and really drive it in to their hearts, to their minds about what you're saying. So I like Canada a lot. Next would be USA, definitely. I think everyone will agree USA was great. She was very articulate. She was honest in her answers. She was doing good work before and even during her reign. So that's what I liked. USVI as well. She had really great energy. I do hope that she had worn something different. So again, coming back to like dressing in terms of the intelligence round, like I do feel you don't want to wear something too fanciful that distracts people from what you're trying to say. So I hope that she had dressed differently with she wore like this orange flower outfit, which I thought was a little bit much. But yeah, her energy was great, her answers were great, and you could tell she was very she's very knowledgeable and smart in the way she answered. So those are my 5. So I'll give my bubbling under, again based on alphabetical, because I'm just so organized like that. So first would be Cambodia. So she talked really well. She's an international relations major. So she talked really well, understand her perfectly. She was very passionate about it. So she seemed very comfortable with what she was saying. So that was very good. It brought about through the screen very well. So you could understand, you could feel what she felt. Iceland as well, she was very comfortable in the way she was speaking. She was very passionate, and so you could hear it in her voice, the way she was answering the judges, the way she was introducing herself. So that's another of my bubbling under of sorts. I would definitely have to give my last bubbling under to Singapore. So she had great answers. The judges seemed to enjoy her answers. She had really tough questions and she answered them beautifully, and I love that she's in your top 20, because I was in Miss of Crown's top 20 for intelligence round last year. So yay, Christina, congratulations for being the top 20 for Miss of Crown Pikcs. And yeah, so those are my 5 top 5s and my 3 bubbling unders.
There you go. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, our Queen Gerlyn. There you go. Wow. So I actually like the point about dressing up for the intelligence round as well. You know, you made a good point about not distracting people from your answers and being able to focus on you. So don't dress too fancy, but dress for power, but not dress to be too fancy. That's actually very nice. Thank you so much. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go, Earthlings. Our queens have spoken, and they already told us our top 5 picks. Oh, and they're bubbling under as well. Now, it is your turn to let us know who your top picks are. Of course, we are still going to ask our co-panelists Noy and Mark, but before that, just for a little bit, hold on, hold that thought. For a little bit, we are going to go to our comment section. May pa suspense, no? We're going to go to our comment section, and it's already bubbling under, right? It's already yeah, so many questions, so many comments already. And from the very, very top, by the way, Jay Gibe, hi Jay, was our early bird for today. So thank you very much for being here. Okay. I don't know why some comments come out as empty, but thank you so much for being here, Jay. Of course, we also have Belgium, USA, okay, and we already have Mildred Cruz for France choices. Chile, she chose Chile. She's not on our top 20, but she chose Chile. That's very nice. That's okay. USA, Venezuela, Australia, Poland, and Argentina. Of course. A lot of our Earthlings are also shouting Philippines, including Shun, Shinoel, or Shinwell. I think that's Shinwell. Thank you so much, Shinwell. And then, of course, Glenn Junio Arao says Venezuela. Let's look for other. Of course, Alice Ton Liconje says Tessa Liconje of Netherlands. Thank you very much, of course. And then we also have Emmanuel Banobi shouting out and raising the flag of Nigeria. And of course, Gerlyn, of course, yes. There you go. Shouting Singapore. Of course, Singapore for the win as well. Kimberly is shouting Philippines, of course. And we also have other countries. Let's see. Kaya mo yan. Okay, there you go. And then Puerto Rico will place, according to Rosemary Fernando. We have no doubt that she will. Shinwell also added to her list. So her top 5 are Philippines, 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 and Philippines. Okay, there you go. And of course, Vicky also says Philippines. And of course, Shed Sanville says Bangladesh. Okay, so there you go. How about your choices? Noy, who are your top 5 picks?
Talaga ba? Charot.
Yes.
Akala ko wala na. Yes, but then, before I begin, let me just put it out there. I think we have really chosen the perfect guest commentators for tonight. We're so happy with the comments. But Patrixia and Gerlyn, because it's also like a crash course on how to succeed during the intelligence and environmental awareness round. Tama ba, Mark and Emma? I mean, it's like a crash course for all of us. Like how to perform during this round.
Yes, they gave
Right,
very
right. Having
insightful
said
comments
that,
on how to be successful. I agree.
yeah,
I agree.
correct, correct. So having said that, I'm going to just quickly like give my top picks for this one. Actually, I am going to start off with like my bubbling under. Bubbling under muna. I'm going to give I'm going to give it, of course, a special commendation goes to Honduras. Okay, just the mere fact that she was able to do the intelligence judging round while on site for a relief operation. It was already a testament to who she is as a person and to her dedication to her cause. So Honduras, I give this special commendation, and I'm going to give my bubbling under like brownie point to Panama because I don't know if Patrick is going to agree. I mean, America was such a competitive batch of girls. And right, Patricia, I mean, I think just the level of competitiveness during that round was really, really apparent. But then when Panama appeared on screen, it was like a breath of fresh air. I mean, she was just so bubbly, so fun, so engaging. So I was so happy to see her on screen. So Panama is also part of my bubbly under. Now for my top 5, I'm going to give my first one to Singapore. Okay, Christina Chai. Quickly because she has a really good mix of like charm and sincerity, and also like it's just like someone you'd like to listen to and just be friends with. The level of relatability of Christina Chai is so apparent. This is so important if you're a spokesperson. So my first one is Singapore. Next one is of course Bangladesh. Let me just put it out there. Bangladesh is debuting this year, so I think just the fact that she was able to perform at that certain level during the intelligence round is a really great job for her. I think she is a really passionate woman, and she knows what she's talking about. So I'm happy about Bangladesh. Next one, I'm going to give it to Denmark. Denmark is so credible and confident when she talked about like, her advocacy and when she gave her answers. Next one, of course, I'm going to give it to U.S. Virgin Islands. I think I'm going to agree with Patrixia as well. I think just in the level of competitiveness, I think it was between U.S. Virgin Islands and USA for the Americas. But I think what made U.S. Virgin Islands different is she was warmer, she was more relatable, and I think she reminds me of I don't even know AOC Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. I think when I see her talk or hear her talk, I'm reminded of AOC instantly. Right, like just the level of like confidence and the sound of her voice. And of course, my final one goes to USA. I think I just want to put it out there as well. USA is more relaxed during this round because in the past sessions, like live sessions, I think she was like being too competitive, right? Which I think is the problem because it removes the level of sincerity at some point. But then during the intelligence round, she was able to be more relaxed, to be more engaged, and couple it with her level of confidence as well as her knowledge of environmental issues. So USA, good job to you. So those are my top five for this round.
Thank you, Noy. Thank you very much for giving us your top picks. How about you, Mark? Hello, bossing. Who will be your top picks for the intelligence round?
Hello, I have three bubbling under girls. For me, first girl who I think did really well would be Myanmar. Please note that she did not speak English. However, I looked at her body language. She really looked elegant. She was well presented, well dressed. She was very confident, and she was knowledgeable. The fact that she consumed her time, she still had something to say. It was a trigger for me that she knows what she's talking about. And I love a special shout out to her interpreter because her interpreter did really well, okay, in translating what she had to say. So, good job with the Myanmar team. So I think this will be their first ever legit placement in a Big Four pageant. So high hopes for them. For Panama as well, I agree with Nonoy. I love her passion. I did not understand, of course, she's speaking Spanish, but I looked at her body language, her passion. And then when it was translated, her answer was on point. I also love her energy. I felt it. Okay, and she's again very elegantly dressed. So I love Panama. Another one bubbling under would be Thailand, and because she started it, she was the first delegate in the intelligence round, and she set the trend. Her personality was very palpable. Okay, and I love that it's oozing. And she just need to tone it down a bit and not overdo it. Although I gave this feedback to her as well because she sought feedback from me. She just needs to be more cool and more calm and more confident. But she did well in this round of the competition. Now with my top five, I will. It's in order of intensity, meaning the way they impressed me from 1 to 5. But please note that they all equally did well. Number one is U.S. Virgin Islands, knowledgeable. She knew what she was talking about. I think I mentioned this before. She sounded like the Secretary of State of the United States of America. And if she talks, I'm just like listening to her. That's it. Okay, so she's on my top. So I love her. Next is USA. I agree with Nonoy. As compared to her previous interview, she's now more calm, more collected, and more relaxed. She's now more
Yeah.
engaging. And what I noticed was I love her tone. Every time she speaks, I would simply just listen to her tone, and she'll get my attention. I really love her. Love listening to her. Next is Denmark. Very knowledgeable. She has first-hand experience. She and her family has a foundation that she is also organizing. So very well experienced. I love her. Bangladesh as well, because of the knowledge, very on point, very passionate as well. And my fifth goes to Singapore. And I have to congratulate Singapore because they really sent a delegate with not just is knowledgeable of what she's talking about, but is oozing with personality. Her personality is on fire.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed. The judges were enamored by her every time she speaks. I actually was looking at the judges. They were all smiles. And I was also enamored by her presence. So I love Singapore. So those are my top five.
There you go. Every year,
Wow.
actually, even Gerlyn,
Every
last
year, I
year,
don't know what are
she
you
was
eating
also
there.
look,
Why?
look,
What do you
look
eat
at
and drink there? You always do
speaking of
well. How is your
personality. Look at
view?
that balloon behind you. That is so cute.
No.
That is such a cute
Love the
balloon.
earring.
Oh, is it your birthday, Gerlyn?
It's my birth month now, so my birthday was about last year.
Oh, belated happy
Oh,
birthday!
happy
Happy birthday
birthday.
to you!
Gerlyn,
Thank
thank you so much.
you.
Oh my God, thank you for spending one of your birthdays of your birthday month with us here on Miss Earth Crown. Thank you so much. Yes, there you go. And thank you very much to our panel for all the comments, And thank you very much to our Earthlings too for their comments, including Glenn Junio Arauz, who says Venezuela is Miss Earth 2020. That is a fearless forecast right there. Okay?
Yeah.
Uh, deserving naman ang nasa intelligence hot picks na wala nga lang sina Miss India and Miss Indonesia. So Rosemary is saying that all of the ones that we included in the hot picks are deserving, but she was looking for India and Indonesia. Yes. You know what? Aside from the Americas, which I think we all agree are very competitive, Asia and Oceania is also very competitive.
Yeah.
And I think because
Exactly.
Miss Earth,
Those
yes,
two.
right? Miss Earth Crown actually deliberates. We sometimes almost fight already to deliberate who will be in our hot picks. And
Yes,
when we score them, it's only
yes.
like decimal points difference, like point
Correct.
0.1, point 0.2 difference. Yeah, and so it's we took pains computing and ranking all our eco angels. So it's so hard to not include people who we know also deserve to be there, but we only have slots for
Yes,
20.
actually,
So there's a
Emma.
Yeah,
Emma,
science to it. There's a science to it, right? We don't
mm,
just put girls. There's a science to it. We also have our own criteria and we score the girls. We actually have a tabulation
yeah.
system. All right?
exactly.
Just to tell you that. Okay, we
Yes.
have one. It's audited by
SGV was
Ernst and
out.
Young's.
S- SGV accounting firm watch out. Yeah, we have
Yes.
the Charlben and Charlben accounting firm. There you go.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Also
Emma,
speaking of
Emma,
Charlben, yes, Noy.
yeah, like one comment about Asian and then Oceania. Just one example. I think Emma, Mark and I were like talking when the intelligence round for this region was happening. We were like we were so amazed with just the fact that the first three, like Australia, Bangladesh, and Cambodia, were on fire. Right,
Right. Already,
Mark,
right?
the first three were already. So we were just so happy. Okay, this is going to be so good. So we were so excited for this region. So we were not really disappointed because I think 80%, more than 80% of them were really good during that round. So good job
Yeah.
to this region.
Good job, everyone. Good job. And speaking of good job, I would just like to thank wait, where's my share screen button? I'm like it's hidden behind my mic. All right. So I would just like to thank, speaking of good job, of course, we would like to thank our graphic artist, of course, Charlton Pass.
Yay.
Thank you very much for creating such good hot picks posters for us. So there you go. Thank you so much. All right. Now
Ayan.
let's go back to our Earthlings. Our Earthlings. A lot of people are shouting Bangladesh as well, and of course, Christina is also watching. Yes, Miss Earth Singapore is shouting Singapore. Of course, I love that Miss Earth Singapore is so supportive of their delegates. Do you agree, Gerlyn? How was your experience last year?
Definitely, we receive a lot of love, not only from the organization, from the country as well, and supporting queens. So the elemental queens were always very nice in supporting us, giving me all my love. So I would like to give a shout out as well to my 2019 elemental court. I love you guys so much, and I miss you dearly.
Hello, thank you so much. Yes. And we also have a commenter from YouTube because we are also live on YouTube. So Lil Penny says her top five on intelligence are Australia, Venezuela, Philippines, Ireland, and Bangladesh. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. All right. Also, we also have. Oh, wait. Let me see. How about Cambodia? Yes, Cambodia is in. If you missed it and you can go back to it later, Cambodia is also in our top 20 hot picks. Okay, there you go. Who is Rosemary Fernando? Angeli de los Reyes, is that you? Who's looking like Angeli de los Reyes? Miss USA or somebody else? Thank you so much for that. Okay. And also, I'm still, there's so many comments, so I'm looking for the comments also. And I agree with Queen Patrixia, especially Jamaica, tumatak sa akin yung all lives matter. Yes, yeah, no. So yeah, she also mentioned that. So that was
That
also
was
a
a
great
beautiful
one.
answer. Yeah, I have to say that. All lives matter. Yeah, Black lives matter, but all lives matter too. That was perfect. That was really nice also from
Thank you.
Jamaica.
Yeah, I agree. And of course, we have a supporter of Miss Bangladesh. Miss Bangladesh debuted and crowned only a few days before the competition. So she barely had time to prepare. Still very proud of her. Wishes luck for the upcoming year. Yes, you should be very proud because Miss Bangladesh is doing such a good job right now. Okay, there you go. Yes, I'm going to be looking at some Walter. Yes, Walter. Hey, Walter. Walter is saying Myanmar, Singapore, Bangladesh, South Africa, and U.S. Virgin Island. And Walter is also saying, "OMG, happy birthday, Gerlyn." Yes, thank you from Walter. We all know what we all love Walter. So thank you very much for that. Okay. And John Messer was like, speaking of interpreter, can we have the best interpreter award? That is so nice. Here's my top three: Myanmar's interpreter, Russia's interpreter, and China's interpreter. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe when you watch KTX on their preliminary, there will also be a top interpreter award.
I have a suggestion for the award. It should
Yes,
be
Queen Patricia.
yeah, it should be best in synergy.
Oh, that's right.
And I
Best
feel like we were so. I mean, I was also watching Myanmar, and oh my god, the interpreter was so adorable.
Yeah, he's so adorable, right? Best in synergy. It's like I feel like they already like practice syncing the answers and like phrasing and everything. There you go. There you go. Thank you so much. There you go. Rosemary was like, ang dami kasing pinili ni Patricia kanina, parang si Angeli lang. Like it was so cute and funny and adorable that you were like, it's so hard to, because it's so hard to keep it to just five, right? We remember last
It's
time
hard
when
to trim it
Angeli was
down.
here, we asked her to pick five and she was like, can I have six? That was so cute. Yeah. Kasi nga naman totoo, it's so hard to keep your choices to just five if there's so many
It
people
is. It's very difficult to trim it down.
that was such a nice comment, Rosemary. Thank you so much for that. All right, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There we have it. That is our top picks for the intelligence and environmental awareness round. But we are not done yet because right now, today, one of our segments is making a comeback. Okay? Ano ba yung segment natin ngayon? What is that segment that is making a comeback today? That is our MECQ, Miss Earth Crown Quiz. Gusto niyo yon? Okay. There you go. So, yes, today we're going to have our Miss Earth Crown quiz. And Noy, would you like to explain to us what is up for grabs today? Because one of our queens is actually giving away a very nice prize for today.
Yeah, so for this episode, we are so happy that one of our original roundup queen, Miss Angeli de los Reyes, is going to give away two, okay, not just one, but two necklaces. Maybe Emma can show the necklace.
Yes.
So she wants to give back. She wants to make our fans happy right now. He's going to give away two necklaces, courtesy of designers and brands. Please like their Facebook page. It's designers and brands. And of course, as always, we are only going to give this away, sad to say, only to the people or to our viewers from Greater Manila area.
Logistic purposes,
Okay, yeah,
especially right now.
correct. Yes, yes. So what we're going to do is, as always, first things we're going to ask two questions, and the first one to give the correct answer wins the prizes. So, Eman, are we ready for our first question?
Yes, we are ready for our first question. So please key in your answer, okay? Your answer. And do they have to key in their city also, or just their answer? We'll find out anyway, all right? So the first person to be able to answer correctly in the comment section will win the prize. So we have two winners for tonight. Our first MECQ question is: name the winner and year. So you have to have two answers. Name the winner and year of the edition when Miss Earth was staged at the grounds of the National Museum in Manila, Philippines. Okay? Name the winner. Does it have to be the name of the lady or the country, Noy? Will the country do?
Sure. Name of the winner to make it more, to make it more
Wow.
difficult.
Name of
Name
the
of the
winner. Okay, the
winner.
name of the winner. Winner and country. Okay. Or just the name of the winner and the year when Miss Earth was staged at the grounds of the National Museum in Manila, Philippines. That is our first MECQ question. Okay. There you go. Wait. I think I was not able to show the necklaces, no? I'm so sorry. All right. Thank you. First, let me show everybody what's up for grabs first. All right. So these are the designer necklaces from Queen Angeli de los Reyes. All right. So they are from alloy necklace.
That's
And
beautiful. That's so
yes, they're
cute.
so beautiful. These necklaces, right? Oh,
I heard token
right.
nyo daw yung amin.
Really? Queen Angeli, the Candyman. All right. So there you go. I'm so sorry. Here I was thinking all along that I was flashing the items, the necklaces on the screen, but I forgot to click the share button. But here they are from Queen Angeli de los Reyes. Okay, so please follow FB on Facebook, Designers and Brands. And our question, our question is this. All right. Ah,
Oh my God!
What happened?
oh my God. All right. Ano
And that is the
nangyayari?
show.
Yes! Open na yan!
Ano nangyayari? Oh my God, my keyboard is
While you're
acting
doing that,
up.
I think we already have a winner, Emma. You could check the
Oh, we
group
already
chat.
have a winner. Anyway, even before the keyboard acted up, we already have a winner, so that's good. Okay, there you
Yes,
go. So
actually, our very first one, Emma, we have a very first like commenter. One of our avid
okay,
viewers.
our very first commenter
Is
is Rosemary. Madam, tama ba ako? Tama ba ako? Please
yes,
confirm.
Yes,
Yes.
Madam
Madam Rosemary
Rosemary.
Fernando. There you go. 2006. 2006 Miss Chile Hale Hernandez. Yes, she was the winner during 2006 Miss Earth. That was an iconic show because it was held in the iconic
Yes.
National Museum of the Philippines. Ang ganda-ganda. It was
National
so
Museum.
beautiful. Thank you very much for that. Ano ba? Please, keyboard, please cooperate with me, okay? Thank you so much. So
what's
there
your
you
next
go.
So, si
question?
Madam
Don't show
Rosemary
the keyboard
wins. Si Madam
anymore. Just
Rosemary wins
ask
the
the
necklace.
question.
Yes, thank you very much. All right, now let's show the next. Let's show the next question to them. All right, here we go. So that was question number one. Okay, so the answer is Hil Hernandez from Chile. The next question is: name the two Miss Earth queens who recently celebrated their crowning anniversaries on 2 consecutive days, November 3 and 4. If you watch the
That's easy.
last episode, yes, if you watch the last
Yes.
episode, we talked about them.
If
They
you
on
saw the last episode, we mentioned it.
yes, almost on the same day they
So
mentioned on their social
easy.
media their wins for Miss Earth. Name the two Miss Earth queens. Okay, we're not asking for their countries, but you can also include that. But the most important answer will be their names. Who are the two Miss Earth queens who recently celebrated their crowning anniversaries on 2 consecutive days, November 3 and November 4. Okay, there you go. Okay, so, and that is our second question. Okay, do we have people who are going to answer already? Okay, we actually have one who already answered, but we can't give you the prize because Christina actually answered. Christina Tai, Miss Singapore, actually answered.
You
Also,
know what?
this is the funniest.
She
This is the
keeps
funny
on
part.
answering our question.
Yeah, this is the funny part. Gerlyn is also answering the question. She wants the next
Darlene,
one.
you're all disqualified. You cannot join the game because you're in Singapore.
It's our two Singapore queens are the first ones to actually answer the question. That's how energetic and active they are. However, we cannot give that to you. All right, there you go. Also, our Singapore friends, Walter is also answering the question.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
don't worry. Next year when we go to Singapore, we will bring necklaces for you. Okay, but the first person who was able to answer, who is qualified actually to win a sorry, not Walter, sorry Walter, is Jay, okay? Jay Gibe, okay? Jay Gibe answered Karen and Pongkan, Queen Pongkan. Yes, they were the two queens who recently celebrated their anniversaries online for Miss Earth. Thank you so much for answering. All right. There you go. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you for answering. And that is our MECQ Miss Earth Round quiz for today. Hi. Let's give a round of applause to our winners. Congratulations. And now that wraps up our segments for today. But before we go, of course, we will be giving the floor to our guest panelists, to our queens, okay? To tell you something about what they are doing right now, okay? And to promote, so it's your time to promote your advocacies, your activities right now, your social media so they can follow you and support your advocacies and causes. Let's begin with our queen, Gerlyn. Anything that you would like to promote?
Thank you so much for having me on today's episode of MEC's Roundup. I feel really blessed to be able to see you guys again, even though it's virtually. So I just want to tell everyone to remember to stay safe, stay healthy, and mask up when you go out. So just do your part, and we will really beat this thing before we know it. Okay?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Queen Gerlyn. And of course, today, we're also going to give you a little glimpse of what we're going to do in the next week because we all know that in the Philippines recently we have been devastated by two typhoons, and just recently, more flooding has occurred because of the typhoon or the Typhoon Ulysses, which has ravaged a lot of areas in the Philippines, including Metro Manila and some remote areas in the Philippines. So, Miss Earth Crown will soon be launching its very own campaign um, drive, which is called Earthlings Help Typhoons, Raleigh, and Ulysses. But for the meantime, for now, we are also going to give the floor to our Queen Patrixia because she also has an initiative that we would like you to pay attention to and that we would like you to support. So, Queen Patrixia, the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you very much. First of all, thank you very much, Miss Earthground, for inviting me over and having me as a commentator for your roundup, especially in this very important part of the competition. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the trust, and as that Netflix show goes, it was just perfectly splendid. I had a great time with all of you. I love Gerlyn, Queen Gerlyn. It's nice to meet you virtually. I hope we can meet each other in real life soon. But yeah, thank you very much, Miss Earthground, also for this opportunity to introduce to our Earthlings what we have been doing to help our kababayans. So yeah, I think a lot of people already know this. I am from Daraga Albay. I grew up as a person who has been used to extreme weather events. I grew up in the middle of Riming in 2006. And for me, the tragedy, the stories that they're all saying is not a stranger to me. It's something that I grew up with. And I think that as somebody who has been blessed to have a title such as Miss Earth Philippines Air, I think that it's also imperative for me, and I think a lot of my Queen sisters are also doing the same thing. It's imperative for us to really do our part in helping our kababayans get through this difficult situation. So I would like to introduce, actually, I have a initiative that we call DIWA. It's actually a organization that aims to provide sustainable aid to uplift the lives of our kababayan Filipinos. And through DIWA, we have been able to really provide sustainable aid by helping people who have lost their jobs start their own community gardens. So actually, that's where we all started. Ever since I was crowned in July, though we started really in August. And just a little bit background, we've been helping jeepney driver associations around UP, because as we all know, a lot of these organizations have been disenfranchised. And I think there is also the line of thought, that as Miss Philippines Air, I also wanted to help them shift from their livelihood, which is their source is the jeepney, which is also kind of something that we want to encourage them to change already, since we also want to be able to ensure that our air is taken care of. But yeah, we are taking care of our jeepney drivers. So far, we've been giving them food, we've been giving them plants. In fact, we've helped two Jodas establish their own community gardens, and we have been helping also the kids of these drivers who have a hard time dealing with the distance learning situation here in the Philippines due to the COVID pandemic. And when Typhoon Rolly and Typhoon Ulysses came, it was really just a snap reaction to really do our best to help my kababayans naman who are in Albay, especially those in Ginubatan and in Daraga. That's why we have the drive we call Ahon Albay. You guys can check us out in the DIWA page on Facebook, on IG. We have the Ahon Albay that's still ongoing. That actually focuses on Ginubatan in Daraga. And recently we added a couple more municipalities which has not yet received substantial aid from the government and other private groups. And Ahon Albay really wants to help Ginubatan and Daraga, who has people who experienced a different kind of flood. They were flooded by lahar, and their houses were destroyed. A lot of them completely and totally destroyed. And through Ahon Albay, we wanted to provide water, and the next stage is to provide them with building materials for them to rebuild their houses. So we are very thankful to everybody that supported. Right now, we have a really substantial amount of money, and people were really giving donations in kind. Also, the headquarters is actually my building. And it's really amazing. We've been repacking. This is actually the first time that I was the one really in charge repacking all the ops and everything. And it was a different experience. But I have to say it was tiring in the beginning, but it was something that we had to give to our kababayans because they really needed help. And right now, I would like to ask everybody to continue supporting Ahon Albay, because now we are now shifting into Ahon Pilipinas, because unfortunately we still need to help more people with what happened with Typhoon Ulysses, not just Albay. We also had casualties in Marikina, particularly in Tumana, and we also had people from Rizal, particularly in San Mateo. And we are taking care of the Joda families because they really need help. They don't have any source of income right now. There is talks that they might never be able to go back to their old source of income. They might never be able to use their jeeps again. And we would like to help them in their transition, because we cannot ask them to just change their lives in a flick of a finger. And I hope that people would realize that and also help us. So if you guys want to help Albay, there's Ahon Albay, and then we have Ahon Pilipinas, which actually will cater to Albay, then to the Joda drivers in Marikina and Rizal. And if you want to donate, please give us donations in kind. Please, the people here in Manila, they need food. I just want to explain this. They need food because they're trying to clean their homes. Their homes were invaded by mud. They're trying to clean it and nakakagutom. They need more time to focus on cleaning rather than eating and trying to cook. And they don't even have kitchen implements. So please, if you can, donate food to the people. And other donations in kind that would be very welcome are rechargeable flashlights or power banks, water, basic medicine for cough, cold, and vitamins, medicine for diarrhea, especially for the people in Marikina and Rizal. And I guess that's it. Thank you very much to everybody. I hope that you guys can help us out. We don't have yet for Cagayan. We're trying to figure it out, but for now, we're going to focus our efforts on Albay and Marikina and Rizal. So thank you very much in advance to anybody who would really help. All flashing there is already our relief ops. We provided dinner already to them in the Joda in San Mateo, Rizal. And as you can see, these people spent the night on the roofs. And even now, wala silang kuryente because they don't have the money to pay. You know, everybody has. They're not brown out because everybody is brown out. They're brown out because they cannot pay, and because they cannot pay, they're not on the priority list for reconnection. So until now, they're still struggling under the dark. And I think that's something that we also have to acknowledge that. As a closing, I hope that everybody will acknowledge that we are all accountable for what is happening. We are all accountable because these are extreme weather events brought about by the decisions that we have made. Decisions in who to vote for, decisions on what we do in our everyday lives. And I hope that we can see that, bakit ako tutulong? Why am I going to help? Because you are accountable. Because some part of this, you also caused this. And I hope that we would have the moral responsibility to respond. And we're flashing now our donation channels, but you can really check out a better picture on our Facebook page, Diwa. Just look for DIWA Diwa. We're gonna flash there, and we just want to remind everybody that extreme weather events like this is our accountability. This is our responsibility. So let us respond as one, and I hope that people will recognize really that we really need change, really need better policies for this climate emergency, not just disaster resilience. Take it from an Albayana, take it from a Bicolana. We do not need resilience. We need concrete policies for prevention, protection, preservation of our environment. Thank you very much, Ms. Earth Crown. I really appreciate the exposure for letting me speak about something I'm very passionate about. So thank you po.
Thank you, thank you. No, actually, thank you very much, Queen Patricia.
Thank you so much.
I agree with you. We don't just need to glorify resiliency. We need concrete action, concrete plans. So thank you very much.
And everything that you said were on point. It's all on point. So we have a responsibility. We are accountable for it. It's a decision that we made. Therefore, it's also our responsibility to help.
Thank you very much. Yes, there you go. So please do follow and Diwa, and of course follow their causes and help in whatever way you can, so you can donate in cash and in kind. Okay. Also, this week we are going to launch also a campaign drive on Miss Earth Ground. So please do watch out for that, and please do watch out for how you can help. So let's all help together as one, as Earthlings, caring not only for Mother Earth but also for its people. So with that, we would like to end the night on a good note, on an inspirational note, and on a happy note. We really are so thankful that Gerlyn and Patrixia are here tonight. You are the perfect guests for our Hot Picks reveal of intelligence, because you don't only have the beauty of brains but also the beauty of heart. Thank you very much. And with that, we end our episode tonight. So on behalf of our guests, and of course on behalf of the other Eco Beshies, Marky and Noy Sabilano, this has been Emmanuel Feliciano, and this has been episode 8 of MEC Roundup. Please do watch out tomorrow, because we have an interview with Miss Earth Thailand, Nampech Tiapar, and next week will be our finale episode with a final hot picks reveal that you have never seen before. What is that?
What is that? What are you going to do?
Yes, we're cooking something really exciting for you. So please do watch out for that. In the meantime, good night everyone. Isang makakalikasang gabi po sa inyong lahat. This has been Miss Earth Ground. Bye! See you next time!